Da 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 da. Hi everyone, my name is Wesley. I'm filming my very first yoga video from my home, where many of us are stuck because of the coronavirus, and we're taking all these safe measures to make sure that we don't spread any infections. So all of our yoga studios are closed here in Belgium. So in order to provide a little bit of respite and some movement for my students, and for anyone who would like to join, I'm going to give you a practice. So welcome, I hope you like it. You'll need maybe a blanket to sit on and maybe to use to pad up a knee if that's more comfortable for you. And 2 blocks are also quite handy in case you want to use these also for balance and to reach down and grab with a hand. So we might use those later, just keep them nearby you. So this practice is going to be on some somatic movements in the beginning. We call them satya movements, which is coined by my teacher T.S. Little. So we'll start with some satya movements, and then we're going to move up into some standing poses, and then we'll come back down again. Okay, so welcome. Thank you for being here. So we'll set the blanket to the side, and we'll just lie down on our mat, right in the middle of our mat. Just starting in Shavasana. Just let your body drop down, really get earthy here. Really dropping the weight of your bones. Starting to drop even the breath, let the breath anchor down, breathing slowly and smoothly. Close your eyes for a moment and just notice this inner space. This deep inner space. This is from where we work. This is where so many of our movements come from, is from our inner sanctum. Really feeling the weight of the skull, the weight of the shoulder blades, the backs of the hands, the heaviness of the sacral bone, heels. And then just very slowly, go ahead and start to press one heel down the mat. Just pressing, letting the leg drag with that heel, even the hip. And then relax. Let it come back. And go to the other heel, lengthen the heel down the mat, keeping it very grounded. Reaching, and lengthening through that leg. Dragging that hip with it, and relax it back. So we just alternate, one heel at a time, pressing down the mat. You'll notice that that side of the waist lengthens while the other waist shortens. As you come back, and then other side. Lengthening down through the leg, lengthening that waist while the other waist shortens. You might start to feel a little bit of tenderness in your low back or in the back of your pelvis. Okay, so it doesn't have to be forced. Just go within your range today. And imagine you're walking. It's like you're walking lying on your back. It's just that nice sway of the hips. And you can take it up a little bit faster if you'd like. Really noticing that from deep inside. So the movements themselves are quite small. It's really the internal movement that you want to tap into. And then finally, you'll finish up, just taking your time finishing up. And let your legs come into a place of stillness. Allow your low back to settle. Notice the low back resting further down towards the ground. And take another long breath. And then bend your knees. Taking some distance between the knees and the feet, turn your tailbone down towards your heels to lengthen your low back. And then bend your elbows to 90 degrees. See if that feels comfortable for your shoulders.
The backs of the hands are resting heavily on the ground. For some of us, it's not so easy. You can take the hands a little bit wider apart if that helps. And then settle there for just a moment, feeling the chest opening, the inner shoulders opening. The back of your skull stays very heavy, as well as the back of your hips. So both are dropping equally. And on your next inhale, start to bring just your lower spine, the lower lumbars, pretty much from, L5 to L1 off the mat. That's going to rock your pelvis forwards towards your thigh bones. And then on your breath out, go ahead and flatten those lumbar vertebrae down into the mat. And your chin will naturally rock upward. Really feel the very end of the exhale where the low back is flattened before you start your inhale. And then again, lifting low back as you keep your hips heavy. Tailbone angles downwards towards the floor, and the chin naturally drops in towards the chest. And then as you breathe out, you press the low back, and the chin rocks upward. So we're just alternating here. So you're bringing your low back curve and your neck curve in harmony with each other. And emphasizing, especially here in this undulation, I want you to really emphasize the inhale. Allow that to really lengthen, 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 lengthen. Really feeling the top of your in-breath where all those small muscle tissues in your low back are contracting, and then you release it, flattening the low back and contracting your belly. So there's this exchange of labor between belly and back. And if you go slow enough, your brain can really keep track exactly what's happening in this lower area. It's just such a beautiful pump for the low back. Beautiful way also to strengthen the low back. Most people's low back is quite weak. And we often think that we need to do big movements in order to be strong, and we don't. Small movements tend to be even more powerful. So let's do about 2 more. Inhaling is arching the low back, dropping chin as you flatten the neck curve. And then as you exhale, you flatten the low back curve as you emphasize the neck curve as that accentuates. And then 1 more. And exhaling. And then pause at middle, just a neutral, soft place. And take your hands together, interlacing fingers together, right under the head, the part of the skull that you were resting on the floor. So be careful that the hands don't go into the neck. It's really behind the head. And now we're going to bring the low back curve and the neck curve in sync. So we're just going to add a little complexity to what we were just doing. So when you inhale, you'll lift both low back up off the floor and your chin. So now the neck and the low back are doing the same thing. And then when you exhale, you'll press your low back down, drop your chin, take the elbows around the head, and start to curl up. See if you can get your shoulder blades off the mat. And then slowly, slowly we lie back down again. Opening elbows, opening belly, opening chin. Take that full breath in. Yeah, expanding the chest. And then exhale, pressing low back, drawing chin down, elbows in, and we come up. So it's really slow, and sometimes for many of us, because we're racing around all the time, we can be pretty impatient with this type of work. We anticipate what's coming next. So it's such a training to slow down and feel, and really feel body, feel breath, staying in this moment. What a perfect time to really just back off of everything that we've had to be doing in these last years, our constant to-do list, always checking things off our to-do list, and then just getting back into self, right? So, there's a lot of positive things about this coronavirus. Not that I want anyone sick, but it's definitely a good check, isn't it? It's a good check. It's forcing us to slow down and be more conscious. And let's do about 2 more as we continue this rhythm, right? It's a rhythm. Our bodies love rhythms, they love patterns. Let's add a little bit more complexity to this. As we rise up, bring your right knee in as if the elbows want to come to either side of the knee. And then simultaneously everything comes down again. You lift your low back, you lift your chin. And as you exhale, you lower low back, lower chin, elbows in, rise up, left knee comes in. Take your time going back down again. Opening elbows, opening belly, opening chin, full breath in. And then breathing out as we continue coming up and bringing right knee in. Knee up. Okay, so just continue like this. Really slow it down. Really slow it down. We have this tendency that when we're not guided by a teacher or simply by a voice, we speed up. This is what is very natural with human beings. We tend to speed things up. So whatever pace you're taking right now, whether you're following me or doing it on your own, hopefully you're not following me because it's much easier to internalize and not have to look, that you really pace yourself. Really press the slow-mo button. And we're just going to finish up the cycle that we're on. And that would be, last leg would be left knee coming in. As we slowly take it back, opening elbows and pausing. And then take your arms down and slide your legs down. As a tip, you might at home want to do this practice again, placing a blanket over your mat. It's just easier to slide the legs up and down. I simply didn't do it for this video because we'll be moving into some standing poses pretty soon. And then from there, we're going to rebend the knees, place the feet down again, some space between feet and knees, same position. Take your hands again in the same position, under the head, elbows wide. So we're going to do one more undulation sequence, and we'll just add a little bit more to what we just did. So on the inhale, go ahead and float the low back off the mat, lift your chin, feeling that nice long extension through the front spine. And then as we breathe out, you drop chin and spine. You bring your elbows around your head. You lift up from your belly, not from your hands. You bring your right knee in. You lift it straight up, turning the elbows towards the outside of the leg. And then you bend your knee, and you slowly come down. Foot down, elbows down, inhale, lifting, opening, opening your throat. And then as you exhale, press the low back, chin down, elbows in, come on up. Left knee rises towards the middle of your elbows, and then you're lifting your leg. And then go ahead and turn a little towards the outside of your leg. And then you bend your knee and you lie back. Such beautiful power here in such a simple movement. Inhaling and then exhaling, chin down, come up, knee up, lift and turn. And then you bend your knee, you lie back, you open up, you lift belly, chin, keep breathing in, really feel the top of your breath. And then breathing out, low back down, chin, elbows come up, left knee turning to the outside as you lift that left leg up. Really feel the bottom of your exhale before you start your descent Inhaling on the way down, nice and slow, lifting belly, lifting chin, really open up here. Yeah, and then exhaling again. So we're just gonna repeat a couple times, coming up, right knee comes in, extend and turn. Okay, so now you know the pattern. Okay, just let your brain really drop down into the body, what the body is doing, really allowing these two to connect. And that's so much a part of the Satya work, is really slowing down so that body and mind can connect. Twisting here. And slowly releasing down. Slow descent, so you still feel the contraction. And then inhale, then you start to open the belly. Let it go as the low back contracts. We'll do one more round. We press chin and low back down. We're coming up. We're bringing the knee in. We lift the legs straight as we turn. And then we take it all the way back down again. Opening, 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 opening. Lifting low back, chin. And then one more time. Drop chin and low back down. Come up. Knee in. Lift and turn. And we release that. On our way down, we feel the contraction in the belly until we rest. Let everything soften. Just let it go neutral. And then we take the hands away from the back of the head. We release the arms down. And we release the legs down. Okay, pause in that stillness. Okay, and then bend your knees. And we're going to roll to our right side. And we're going to come up, keeping your head pretty low. As you take your knees wide, two big toes together. Go ahead and take your sit bones right down to your heels. Reach your arms forward and rest. So we're in child's pose. Just feeling that length along the side body. Pressing the pads of your fingers down, pressing the arms down, lift your head just enough to look at your hands. And walk your hands over to the left side, keeping both your hips down on the heels. You may not go very far, keeping your pelvis heavy. Arms stay shoulder distance apart, and then take your head back down again. So just feeling that length through the right side of the body. Basically from the right hip up to the right armpit. Breathing sideways into the right lung. And then pressing down through the hands, lift head enough, just enough to look at the hands. Walk your hands back to the center of the mat. And then go over to the right side. Yeah, spreading the fingers. And then taking your forehead back down again. And then just breathing into that left lung, left ribs. Feeling that extension between the left hip and left shoulder, that long line. One more breath. As you press your hands down, lifting head slightly, looking forward at the hands, walk your hands forwards towards the top of the mat, and then rise up. Walk your knees underneath your hips, and then we're going to come into our first down dog, so we'll turn the toes under. We'll lift knees and hips as we press back into downward dog. Okay, so what I always like to do is just kind of shuffle one heel up at a time. There's no rush. Getting a little further extension through one leg and then the other. Letting the neck feel heavy, the head heavy, neck soft. Okay, and then go ahead and take both your heels up and wave it forward, lifting the shoulder blades forward, coming into a plank pose, opening the collarbones, and then go back into down dog. So it's almost like another undulation, just taking it higher. Heels up, tuck your chin in towards the chest, start to move forward like you're coming into the shore with an ocean wave, and then opening the chest, keeping your legs strong, and then pull it back into downward facing dog. And I want you to make this movement really come from the center that we just worked on. So really engage your belly, your side waist, as you wave it forward, as you crash into the shore. And then once your shoulders are over your wrists, you're gonna open your chest, and then pull back even with your belly. You pull back. And we'll do that one more time. Inhaling, rocking forward, and exhaling, going back. Okay, so now let's lift right leg. Okay, and then bring that knee in towards your chest. There's an engagement there. Bring it forward, same way. Lift your chest, and now step through. And come up onto the fingertips, and then we go back into down dog. All right, let's do the other side. Left leg up. Knee into chest. Then we come forward. Keep hiking that knee up into the chest. And step forward. Lift on the fingertips. And then downward dog. Let's do that a couple times. Let's focus on the legs as well. We'll start to integrate the power of the legs. Right leg up. Without lifting the right hip, we want to lift through the hamstrings. Bringing knee into chest, rounding forward, that ocean wave, looking forward, step through. When you come up onto your fingertips, I want you to start to engage your inner legs towards each other. So they're really active, which is going to help to align your legs a little better, right? So it helps to pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. Then you step it back out, downward dog. And then we do that again, left leg up. And then you bring your knee in, rock it forward, keep that knee high into chest, so you're rounding your upper back, then step forward. So you've created more space by rounding your upper back, coming up onto fingertips, engage your inner legs, pulling left hip back, right hip forward, strong legs. This helps us to open the chest better. And then we step it out, downward facing dog. Okay, so now in this down dog, bring your feet together. Bring your feet tightly together. Now cross your right ankle behind your left ankle. So it's only your left foot that's on the ground, and we're gonna squeeze our inner legs together. Okay, this is part of the integral part of your core. And then you're gonna come forward. Yeah, there we are. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. And then go back and uncross. Okay, left ankle behind right ankle. Squeeze your inner legs, keep both legs straight. Wave it forward. Wave it forward. You might have to step back a little bit. All right, hug in to reach out. And then pull back in again. There, and uncross. Okay, good. Take your knees down. Take a break. Reach your arms back into Balasana, allowing your shoulders to release down towards the floor. Allow the shoulders to hang into the neck. We'll do one more breath. And then take your hands forward again. Come up onto hands and knees. And downward dog. Downward dog. Okay, inner legs are strong as we lift our right leg up. And we bring our knee into chest, rocking forward. Upper back is bulging towards the sky. And then we're going to inhale the right knee out to the right. And then we're going to exhale it over to the left. We bring it back to center and step forward. Okay, press your front big toe into the mat. Keep powering up your back leg. And we come up. High lunge. And then we take our hands down. We step out, downward dog. Left leg up. Knee into chest. Round forward. Keep that knee high. Look forward and look where you're going. Step through. Arrange the legs. Keep those inner legs really powerful. Left hip back, right hip forward. Press your front big toe. Come on. Up, up. And take it down. So we just keep adding to what we're doing. Okay, let's try it again. Right leg up. Knee to chest. Inhale, knee out to the side. Over to the left. Back to center. Step through. Inhale, come up. Now on the exhale, without moving the back heel, without moving the front knee, turn open to the left. So it's an open twist without dragging the legs with you. Come back to center and do a reverse twist. Okay. Then you come back up and you take your hands down. Step it out, downward dog. Take your left leg up, bring that knee into your chest, come forward into that high plank. Now, we might have forgotten to do this last time, but now we're gonna do it. You're gonna inhale your knee out to the left. You're gonna bring it over to the right. You're gonna come back to center, and you'll step forward. Up on your fingertips, engage your inner legs, power up your back thigh, come up, up, up. So we keep that back heel lifted, and we turn to the right, so it's an open twist, without dragging your front knee with you. And then you come back, and you turn to the left. We come back up, and we take our hands down. Step it out, downward facing dog. Now we're gonna add to that. We're gonna inhale, right leg up. Gonna bring knee into chest. We're coming forward into that high plank. So pull that knee up high. This is a choice, whether to swing out to the right knee, over to the left, coming back to center, and step forward. Okay, press your front big toe, high lunge, Anjaneyasana, once again. Turning to the left, keeping your front knee moving out to the right. Come back to the front and turn to the right. So your reverse twist is after. And then you come back up, only left hand goes down. Keep it about shoulder distance away from your front foot. So careful it's not right up against your foot. And then we're gonna spin out. We're gonna spin the upper chest out. Now don't let the legs go out to lunge. So really squeeze your inner legs towards each other. You can stay here, or you can take it one step further. Take your back foot, turn it onto the outer edge, power up that back leg, pull your belly in, so it's a lot of core work, and see if you can take your front leg back on top of back leg. So you're in side plank. Oh, okay, now lift that bottom hip higher, and then on your breath out, take your right foot forward again to the top of your mat, right near that left hand. Top arm swings down, forward, follow it up into high plank. Okay, we take it down. We do the other side. Find your breath, calm your heart. Soft eyes, strong body as we lift our left leg. We bring our knee into chest. We lift it high into the chest. We look forward. Keep bulging upper back towards the sky. And then inhale, knee out to the left. This is optional. Over to the right. Back to center. Step it forward. Coming up onto your fingertips. First, power up your legs. Back femur bone is lifting. Left front hip is pulling back. Press your front big toe. And rise. Okay. Then, without moving the legs, turn out to the right. Turn out to the right. Now be careful that your front knee doesn't drag with you. And then you come back. And you go to the left. Keep that back thigh bone lifting upward. Then you come back to center. There you are.
Only right hand comes down about shoulder distance away from your front foot. Turn your upper chest out to the left. Keep your inner leg strong. Now, take your back foot, feel free to hop it so it stays on the mat. You're gonna hop onto the outer edge of that back foot, lock your ankle, and then from all that core work that we've been doing, pull left leg back on top of right leg. Stack your feet, and then lift your bottom hip. It's much easier for your right arm. Lift out of the right shoulder, then take your top foot again, step it forward as you roll back onto the back toes. Top arm reaches down, forward, follow it up, woof, into your high lunge. Okay, and then we take it down and we step it out, downward facing dog. Okay, so let's walk the hands back towards the feet. Take your hands to your lower legs, coming into a halfway lift. So halfway lifts is almost like we're working a cobra position. So you want to feel that engagement in your low back. And then we'll fold, bend your knees, rest your ribs over your thigh bones, and drop your head. And then we'll come back up again into that halfway lift, pressing your hands right into shin bones, and the shin bones press back. So your knees are slightly bent, and that's going to help you to extend the front of your spine and engage your low back. Take another breath. And on the exhale, walk your hands forward into plank. Rock onto the toes. Go all the way down. Keep your hands where they are. Spread your toes back. And inhale, coming into cobra pose. It's not a big lift. Your neck is long. And then we go back. We do that again. Inhale, lifting more from the low back than from the hands. And then we go back down again. This time, reach your arms back behind you. Interlock your fingers together, lifting the arms slightly off of the sacrum. And then on the inhale, go ahead and just take chest and head back up again. You'll notice it's not as high as cobra. And then, if your back feels strong enough, take your legs slightly off the ground. Now your two big toes are lifting faster towards the ceiling than your baby toes. Take another breath. And exhale, release. Taking hands under shoulders, toes under, come up onto hands and knees, downward facing dog. So what I'd like to do is that sequence one more time, just adding one more step. So from our down dog, lift your right leg. Knee into chest, forward, look up, step, come up, take your knee down, low lunge, low lunge. Swivel left arm back behind you, either taking the hand to the hip or reaching further back towards your heel. Exhale, come down, step it out, downward dog. Stay with the right leg. Inhale. Exhale, knee to chest, coming forward. High plank, high plank. Hike that knee up. Then inhale it out to the right. This is optional. Exhaling over to the left. Back to center. Step forward. Come up onto your fingertips. That helps to have space around your chest to breathe. Pull the belly in off of the front thigh. And then from there, we come up. Okay, keep your legs where they are, but open to the left. Come back. Reverse your twist over to the right. Come back. Right to center. Only left hand comes down again. About shoulder distance away from your front foot. Spin your upper chest out to the right. Okay, then take your back heel, drop it out to the left, lock that ankle, pull your belly in, and that's going to help you to drag front leg back onto the top of left leg. Okay, so lift your bottom hip higher. Okay, so you're engaging those obliques. You're going to take your top foot slightly behind your bottom foot. So the toes of your right foot is touching the heel of your left foot. Take another breath. And then exhale, take your right hand down, and you're going to flip over into plank, and automatically your ankles are crossed. So squeeze your inner legs, rock onto the toes, go all the way down. And then you uncross, coming into cobra. And then we go back down again. Take another cobra, inhale, long neck. And then back down again. Interlace your fingers together. Inhale, come up again, Shalabhasana. Little lift, doesn't have to be high. And then lift your legs. Big toes are lifting higher than your baby toes. And then you take it down. And come into downward dog. Okay, so there we are. One more side, and then we're going to close the practice down. So here we go. We're going to inhale, left leg up. We're going to bring the knee into chest, high, high, high. We're going to look forward, look forward, look forward, and then step forward. Take your back knee down. And we're coming into low lunge as we rise up. Yeah, you can allow your hips to descend. If there's some space there for you, you can swivel your right arm back behind you, either taking hand to hip. So be careful if you have some low back issues. Or you can reach further to the back heel or close to it, really firming up that front foot. And then we reach forward. Take left hand down, right arm comes up and over. Lift your back knee, downward dog. So we're going to stay with the left side. Lift your left leg. Bringing knee to chest. Rock it forward, holding high plank, hiking that knee high into chest. Inhale the knee out to the left, over to the right, back to center, step forward. There we are. Okay, so just feel solid, feel grounded with the feet. Inner legs are active. Front big toe presses, and you come up. Okay, there we are. Then we turn out to the right, keeping back heel lifted towards the ceiling. We come back to the front. We go to the left. Keep your inner legs powerful. Come back to the front. And it's only your right hand comes flat. Spin your upper chest to the left. Stacking arms vertically on top of each other. Good. Then take your back heel, hop it to the right, lock your ankle. And that's going to help to lock your knee. It's going to power up that back leg. And then from your core, from your abdominals, pull left leg back on top of right leg, lifting bottom hip higher so that you don't collapse into shoulder or into wrist. Then take your top foot slightly behind your right foot, right on the floor. Both feet stay flexed. Toes are touching the right heel. Then you're going to take your left hand down. You're going to swivel back into plank. Right away, your ankles cross without even doing anything. So squeeze those inner legs, rock it forward onto the toes. Go all the way down. And then you uncross. Cobra, inhaling and exhaling. And again, inhale and then exhale. Reach your arms behind you, interlock, reaching arms back, arms just above the sacrum, and then coming into Shalabhasana, long neck. And then optional is lifting legs. Lifting big toes, a little faster than the baby toes. And then we take it down. Hands under shoulders, poke your toes under. Come up onto your hands and knees. Go back into child's pose. And just allow your heart rate to slow down and your breathing to slow down. Pressing the pads of the fingers down, lift your heart slightly, looking at your hands. Walk again over to the left and fold. You can use a block under head if the head doesn't come to the ground. And then pressing down again through the hands, lifting head slightly, walk your hands back to the center, over to the right. Hands stay shoulder distance apart, and then you drop your head again. And then pressing the hands down, lifting your head, walking your hands forward, and then just come up onto your hands and knees, and we're going to cross our legs, and we're going to sit back. We're going to take our legs forward in front of us. Okay, sitting nice and tall over your hips in a straight line, so ears, shoulders, and hips in one straight line. If that's challenging, you have your blanket and you can sit up higher on your blanket. We'll pull the right heel into inner thigh. We'll hold the knees, and just holding the knees helps us to keep our heart equidistant between the two knees. That's a really nice place to start. And we lift the chest up. Then with the hands, we help to turn the chest and the chin over towards left knee and left foot. So that's where we're looking. Take another breath in. And as we breathe out, we take our 10 fingertips down and we follow the fingertips forwards to either side of the foot, wherever that is for us. And then lifting the chest again. Turning the chest slightly towards the outer lining of your leg. And it's if you want to fold towards the outside as you take your hands down, your elbows, your shoulders, and finally your head. Wherever that is for you. You can also rest your forehead on a block. And we'll take about 3 more breaths. Inhale, you lift your head, you walk your hands in, lifting heart, and then we switch it up. So we'll bring left foot into inner thigh, and then just to settle the spine and just all the nerves of the spine, just allow your torso to fall right in between your knees. And you hold your knees, you flex your right foot. And then we lift our chest and we turn the chest to the right foot and we take our fingertips down. And then walk it, walk it, walk it. Following the fingers like a compass. You take your whole torso with you, including the tops of your hips. Just see where you go with that, not forcing it. Maybe taking the hands flat and then lifting the chest again, turning it to the outer edge of your leg. And that's how you start to fold down, lowering elbow, shoulders, and then finally the head. And what I love about Janu Shirshasana, I used to not like this pose at all. It used to be my least favorite until I realized it was one of my most healing poses. Is what I like about it is that I can really sense which side of my low back is more sensitive and tighter. So whatever tight side you have, allow yourself to linger on that side a little bit longer. Let's take about 2 more breaths. So anytime you want to pause this video, do that. And then lifting your head, walking your hands back in, and sitting up and turning forward. Okay. Lengthen your leg down. We're going to come onto our back, and I would take 1 block near you in case you'd like to use this as an option. We're going to come onto our backs with our knees bent. So it's very similar to how we started the practice. And we'll just do these very small undulations, similar to what we did in the beginning, as we press the arms down and the heels down, and then just lift your hips, maybe halfway. And then go back down again. Yeah, and when you come back down, really turn the effort off.
in your legs so that your mind really understands when the legs are working and not, okay? And again, you press your heels down to activate the hamstrings, the lower glutes, press your arms down. You're gonna start to feel the low back engaging. So it's really a back body engagement, a back body contraction. And then slowly, slowly, when you come down, you let that effort go and you just turn your engine off. And then we continue with this new pattern. Now your bridge might be a lot more beautiful than mine. My bridges aren't super, super great because I'm long-waisted. So the arch is much more mild than other people, which is fine, right? It's just what feels good for you. And exhaling, coming down. Let's do about 2 more. And if you want, you can progressively start to come up higher, leading with the tailbone. And then going back down again. And then one more. Coming up, 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 up. Maybe even tucking those shoulder blades closer together. And then coming back down again. Okay, now on this next one, we're gonna stay up there. So we're gonna lead with the tailbone, pressing the heels, coming up, tucking the shoulders under, kind of like a fitted mattress, a sheet around a mattress. And then if you're high enough, you're gonna bend your elbows and you're gonna hook your thumbs underneath the waist and walk your elbows a little closer. Now some of you will need to walk the feet in and lift your heels, and that will give you a little bit more space. Okay, so either one, okay? If you're not there, stay here with your arms down, okay? And then you'll be the ones who will maybe slide the block underneath the pelvis, okay? So when we come into shoulder stand, you can, I'll just show you the option. You're gonna take the block, second level, under the sacrum, and you'll come here, okay? And the rest of us with the hooks, with the thumbs hooked, you're gonna lift your dominant leg up, and then see if you can swing that leg slightly over your head in order to create a little bit of momentum for the left leg to come up, or your non-dominant leg. So for me, it's my left leg. So I'm gonna swing my top leg over. I'm gonna bring my bottom leg up, feet together, lift higher, switch my hands so the 10 fingers are facing straight up. I'm gonna walk my elbows in, yeah. And I'm gonna lift through the inner lining of my legs, which is part of my core. And I'm just gonna continue to look up at my toes. Lift my chin a little bit so that my neck spine doesn't press into the mat. I'm gonna take about 4 more or 5 more breaths, or you can even opt to stay here longer. It's very therapeutic for pulling some blood into the throat and into the chest area. Energizing those inner legs as they continue to lift up. Let's take about 2 more breaths. And then, in order to come down, it's just a different way of coming down. You're going to turn your thumbs under again. So your 4 fingers are wrapping around the side of the waist. You bend one knee, and you slowly, slowly drop that foot back to the mat as the straight leg comes over the head. And it may feel like it's very far, but it's not. Okay? And then we're back in our bridge. We're back in our bridge. We're going to take our heels down, and we're going to take our arms down, and we're going to, I'm off my mat a little bit, and then we're going to roll down. Okay, I'm just going to scoot a little bit more to center. I'm going to take the soles of my feet together, my knees out to the sides. I'm going to rest my hands on my belly, close the eyes. Just feeling, again, the weight of the back of the skull and the weight of the sacrum. And then we take the knees together, walk your feet wide to the edges of your mat. So you can use your hands to see if you're centered. You can grab the edges of your mat. And then take your arms either out to the sides, or you can come back into the goalpost position and just swing your knees from side to side. Very, very gentle rotation for the low back, side to side. You can do that for as long as you'd like. Coming back, walking your feet together. Cross your right knee over your left knee. Move your arms wide out to the sides and draw your knees into your chest. Turn the palms of the hands down to hold the floor, and then with your abdominal work, just hug the knees a little higher into the chest as you float the sacrum slightly off the ground. Then keep the sacrum slightly floating if you can. Take about, half a minute. Take your time to lower your knees left, very slowly, keeping both shoulders down, upper back down, until finally a foot touches the floor, and then maybe the second foot, and then start to relax your legs. Open the palms of your hands, and you can hang your head wherever it feels comfortable. If it feels good to the opposite side of the knees, you're welcome to do that. If it's too much strain for your upper back, you can keep your head centered. And I'll take one more breath. Turn the palms of the hands down, belly in. On your exhale, you're going to pull the knees up towards the chest and back to center. Okay, uncross and take your feet down. The feet are together. Fold your left knee over your right knee, and you bring your knees into your chest. Engage the belly to lift the sacrum, and roll over the right kidney as you slowly, slowly take your legs down to the right, maybe about 30 seconds, until a foot touches. And when a foot touches, let the work go. Open the palms of the hands and drop your head where it wants to drop. And again, you're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. And then the head is at center, palms down, belly in, and it's on the breath out. You come back, back, and back. This time, as you uncross, send your legs up. Send your arms up, lift your head, chest, grab for the outer edges of the feet, and lie back. Release one leg all the way down, and that corresponding arm, and release the other leg as you come down, okay? And then we just center ourselves. Palms of the hands are open. The feet flop out to the sides. And spend some time here in Shavasana. Never skip it. We always say that. We always say that, especially when you have a home practice. Don't skip Shavasana. It's such an important part of being able to resettle the nervous system, and especially after a strong practice, is to let everything earth again, okay? So I'm going to leave you now, but just go ahead and close your eyes and come into your silent place. Finding the inner space again. Letting the whole practice completely unfurl and spread out on the floor, loosening all hard edges, softening your boundaries, and softening those once distinct boundaries. Let them blend into your environment. No skin borders, everything meshes. And I invite you to press pause if you want to stay longer. When you're ready, we'll take the right arm and relax it behind us, bending the left knee. And I want you to press off with that left foot as you roll onto your right side. And take your knees together as you lie on your right. Taking a breath there, and when you're ready, you lean your chest down and you come up. And keeping your head low until your legs are crossed. And you can always take your blanket and sit up higher on that if you prefer. And once your legs are crossed, take your hands to your knees. And then you start to pull up, opening the gut and the diaphragm and the lungs and the throat, and the chin is parallel to the ground. Then just take an exhale into the back side of your body. Left hand to the chest, right hand on top. And as you breathe in, lift your chest higher. And as you breathe out, you bow your head down. Just feeling the merging between these three, hand, head, and heart. And you lift your head back up again. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. And if you like this video, I will be more encouraged to make more. So let me know. Thank you.